21-year-old Jonathan Dufty is suing his ex-girlfriend, 22-year-old Shayna Correo, for vet bills and for her share of a vacation in San Diego.
Now it's case number 279 on the calendar in the matter of Dufty versus Correo. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Mr. Dufty, this used to be your girlfriend, and you lived together for a while. You broke up, and you say that she owes you for expenses of a joint dog, including the gas to go and get it, and the vet bills, etc.
Yep.
And a vacation that you took some time ago, she was supposed to pay for half, and she never did. Ms. Correo, your defense is grow up. Get over it. It's over. Mr. Dufty, how long did you and Ms. Correo live together?
About 5 or 6 months.
Did you move into her apartment? She moved into your apartment?
She moved into my house with me and my mother.
How long had you known her before she moved in?
We were dating about 2 months prior to that.
Why did you move into his mother's house?
Just to be together. We were supposed to move upstairs to our own apartment.
But you never did?
Briefly, but not for long.
Now, you moved in what month?
The end of March.
And when did you have this burning desire to get a pet together?
I would have to say the end of that month.
Why?
I've always wanted one. She had always wanted one. I figured it'd be good to go into it together.
So you went and bought this boxer puppy, and you had to travel to get it.
Yep.
How much did it cost?
It was about $200 in gas to get to Pennsylvania and back.
I didn't ask you how much the gas was. I asked you how much the pet was.
Oh, sorry, $550.
And then there were vet bills.
Correct.
How much were the vet bills?
I have $796 on my credit card.
And who took the dog when you split up?
Shayna did.
Do you want the dog back?
No.
You're perfectly happy with her having the dog.
Well, it's been there for a while now.
So you're perfectly happy
it's
with that?
comfortable there, yeah.
Good. Under what theory, Mr. Dufty, under what theory do you think a court is going to give you the vet bills back?
Well, I don't have the dog anymore. She took the dog without even attempting to ask me if I wanted it, so I had no choice. She just took the dog. I have all this money invested into the dog and vet bills, and I have no dog to
Well,
show
when you
for it.
weren't getting along, according to what I read in the complaint and the answer, she said, I'm going to my mother's house to cool off for the weekend.
Right.
She left you a note. She took the dog with her. And you decided you had enough of her, period, so you told her not to bother to come back.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
right?
I ended the relationship.
Now, when you called her and told her, you emailed her, how did you get the message across to her to tell her that you didn't want her to come back?
It was text messaging over the phone, which is not the way I wanted it done.
Just a minute. You mean text messaging each
Yeah.
other back and forth. So you said to her, don't bother to come back.
Well, she asked me what I wanted to do. I said, I don't see this going anywhere.
I'll get to you in a minute. So now you say, I don't see this going anywhere. Don't bother to come back.
Right.
Did you say, bring my dog back?
That wasn't...
Did you
No,
say,
not at that
bring my
time.
dog back?
No.
When did you say, where's my dog?
About a week later.
Well, what did you think was going to happen to the dog in the 2 weeks now that it's been with defendant?
I tried to talk to her about what was going to happen because she still owed me the money for the vacation. We didn't know what was going on with the dog. She refused to talk to me and told me that I needed to speak to her mother about any problems I had.
Did you?
Yes. And her mother told me that I had to bring her to court to settle any problems.
All right. Now, Mr. Dufty, let me take care of the first part of your problem. Let's take care of the dog.
All right.
You get nothing for the dog.
Okay.
You lived together, you played house together, you bought this puppy together. That's what sometimes young, stupid people do. They say, well, we're not going to have a child together right now. We're going to get a pet together. Foolishness. There was no agreement. There was no contract. There was no
Right.
contract with the defendant whatsoever.
Correct.
That should you separate, she was going to keep the dog, but she would reimburse you for the vet bills. It's a contract.
Right. Well, I never had a choice to even have
Oh,
an
certainly you
option
had
to keep the dog.
Certainly you had a
Because I
choice,
was at
sir.
work.
You didn't want the dog. If when you text messaged her for the first time, you said, don't bother to come home, but by the way, I paid for the vet bills for the dog, I paid for the gas to get there to purchase the dog, and I think it's only fair that I should have the dog back.
Right.
And she says, no, I want the dog. And you say, well, then let's amicably come up with a resolution with regard to that. That's one thing. But you didn't mention the dog at all.
Okay.
You know, that's sort of an afterthought. In any event, you had no contract. There is no contract or
Right.
theory under which I find that the law is going to help you get these vet bills paid. You know, It would really be no different if you purchased a car together, stupidly, in joint names, and the car needed repairs, and you paid for the repairs, and then you broke up, and she took the car. You said, well, we purchased the car jointly, you know, so we're each going to get half the money, but I put in all the money to fix the car. There has to be some theory under which you're going to get that back, other than just juvenile stupidity. Okay. So far, you didn't say much. So far, you're a winner, right?
Correct.
You have the dog. You're taking care of the dog?
Correct.
Good. Now, let's get to the vacation. When did you take the vacation?
The vacation we took in the middle to the end of March.
May.
March 2000.
May.
May. Where did you go?
To San Diego.
Where were you working at the time, Mr. Dufty?
I was currently unemployed. I'd been laid off. I had another job lined up to
So you were unemployed. And where were you working?
At a daycare in
How much did you earn?
$250 a week.
Why are you asking me? I don't work there.
$250.
Okay, so you were unemployed, you decided to take a vacation. That's always a good thing when you're unemployed, to take a vacation. It clears your head, right? Good. Where were you going?
We went to San Diego to visit my family.
How long were you there?
12 days.
Who did you stay with?
My cousin and my uncle.
In their house.
Correct.
So let me hear the story, Mr. Dufty.
In the end of May, my cell phone contract was ending, so I was getting a new cell phone. She, at the time, needed to buy a new cell phone, so...
No, I didn't.
So I decided that we'll get a cell phone contract together. We'll save money renewing a contract on buying her a new phone. At the same time, we were planning the vacation. She didn't have the money or amounts on credit cards to pay for the vacation. So I decided and made a deal with her that I will pay for the vacation if you pay for the cell phone bills until the amount equals up. And then when we ended the relationship...
There was no contract.
Just a second. I want you to be quiet and not interrupt him again.
And then when I ended the relationship, she canceled my cell phone and stopped paying everything.
Had she paid the cell phone between May and September?
She paid it for 5 months.
Did you pay for the cell phone bill for 5 months?
6 months.
Why?
Because it was on my contract, under my name, and
Was
it was
any
just
extra
easier.
for him?
Yes.
How much?
It was probably like $60 to $70 more a month.
What bills did Mr. Dufty pay for you?
No bills. He paid for the vacation, but there was no contract in saying that I would pay him back for the vacation.
How come you didn't pay for anything when you went?
Because
Look at me. Don't look down there. How come you didn't pay for anything?
I didn't have the money to pay for a vacation like that.
Did you tell him that?
Yes.
What did he say?
He said he'd take care of it.
Excuse me, can I say something?
Sure. Stand up when you say something.
Yep.
You're his mother.
Okay. After she moved out, she said that it was an agreement between the two of them that he would pay for the trip to California and she would continue to pay the cell phone bill. That was an agreement they had made.
Who did she say that to?
She said it to me.
When?
It was the week after that she had moved out of the house when she came to get her meal. And she told me that he dumped her and she was not going to pay the cell phone bill anymore.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There's no reason for me to pay for his cell phone, especially if he's going to threaten me.
Why did he threaten you if you didn't pay for it for 10 months?
And later today,
3 weeks after he purchases this car, he doesn't have a car and he doesn't have his girlfriend. How do you think he feels?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jonathan Dufty claims ex-girlfriend Shayna Correo owes for vet bills on a dog she kept after their breakup. Jonathan also says Shayna owes for half the cost of a vacation in San Diego.
Did you have a conversation with his mother about the vacation when you came to pick up your mail?
I did have a conversation with the cell phone because she had asked me why I shut off the cell phone.
And what did you say to her?
I said I shut it off because we are no longer a couple and there is no reason for me to pay for his cell phone, and especially if he's going to threaten me that I have to pay for it for 10 months so he can rack up my bill and then I have bad credit because I can't pay for that.
Why did he threaten you if you didn't pay for it for 10 months?
Because he said that if I didn't give him money for the vacation, then he's not going down to Verizon to get on his own contract, and he said that I should pay for 10 months worth of more cell phone bills to add up to the vacation that I owed him.
So what you're telling me is that you did not have an agreement before.
We never had an agreement.
But afterwards he said you pay for half the vacation or pay for my phone.
Right.
I believe that. I believe it, Mr.
Excuse me.
Dufty. And I believe her when she said that her defense to this case is you got to grow up and you got to move on.
Your Honor?
No, listen to me. Listen to me. You went to San Diego to, according to you, visit your relatives. You stayed there. She was earning $250 a week. The likelihood of her spending $1,500 on a vacation is de minimis.
It wasn't $1,500, it was $1,200.
$1,200 on a vacation.
But I was unemployed at the time.
Is de minimis. Living with your moms.
Right.
Your case is dismissed, Mr. Dufty. You don't have a contract with her. You never had a contract with her. And the fact that it's over doesn't make it a contract.
It was an agreement before the relationship was ended.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
Thank you. That's all.
You may step out.
He was really out for money.
She was looking for a free ride.
I think he made up pretty good.
Sarah Baker is suing her former friend, Micah Sandoval, for the unpaid balance on a Ford Taurus. Micah says she paid her back with free babysitting.
All rise. Yeah, this is case number 557 on the calendar in the matter of Baker versus Sandoval. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Miss Baker, were you and Miss Sandoval friends
Yes.
before you sold her this car?
Yes, we were.
Do you ever watch my courtroom program?
Yes, I do.
Didn't you ever hear me say, never sell a used car to a friend?
Yes, ma'am.
But you didn't listen. You didn't take me seriously.
No, I'm sorry.
You're never supposed to sell a used car to a friend and never make a loan to a friend, because that's the fastest way to lose a friend. You always end up enemies, and you're the bad one when you try to collect the debt. Okay, so you sold the car to Miss Sandoval. How much was the car?
$3,800.
You have a bill of sale?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please.
I also have a contract.
I'd like to see the contract, too. Well, they didn't sign this for that says $3,800.
No, they didn't.
And nowhere
Your
in the
Honor.
contract for the purpose of purchasing the car does it say $3,800.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It's on the first page.
Am I missing something? Show me where.
Okay, no, I guess it doesn't.
It does not.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you this. Usually a contract for the
Okay,
purchase
then
of...
I do
Listen to me.
have-
My mouth is moving.
Yes.
Usually when you make a contract for the purchase of a something, what you list is the property being sold and the purchase price. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, that didn't say this.
Okay, in our state, the buying party is not responsible to sign the bill of sale. But I also have where she registered the car and claimed $3,800 is what she
Fine.
paid for the
So
car.
let's say $3,800. But remember this.
Yes.
In the future, if you sell anything, you have to put the purchase price in the contract. That's what the contract is about.
Okay.
What you're selling and how much you're selling it for.
Well, Your
okay,
Honor,
you purchased the car for $3,800. How much did you pay?
I've paid a total of $3,912.
I'm not counting, madam, what you claim as far as work for hire and working off some of the
Pay in cash was $912.50.
$912. It is your claim that you paid up because you fell onto some financial hard times and the plaintiff agreed to let you off the hook by doing some babysitting or something for
correct.
her. And that you babysat for her $2,000 worth or more.
Yes, it was
No,
$3,000.
Your Honor, she babysat.
You paid her $912. In what month and year did you stop paying her?
I stopped in January of 06.
When was your last payment? December of 05?
Yes, around December of 05.
Not about. When was your last payment? Did you pay her by check
December
or cash?
of 05. We always paid in cash.
So let's say January of 06, you stopped paying her because you were having financial difficulties. And what arrangements did you make?
I had went to her and told her that my husband and I were splitting up and that, I didn't really know what to do with the car. She then stated that I could work off the rest of the payments and doing daycare for her grandchildren that she had custody of.
And you're saying that that happened in January.
Yes, that happened in January.
Did that happen in January?
No, it did not.
No, it didn't happen in January. Didn't happen in January.
Yes, it did.
No. Show me. Prove to me that you started doing daycare.
I have two letters.
Show me that you started to do daycare in January of 2006.
I actually started way before that because I was also doing daycare for health and welfare children.
I'm talking about
And-
for her grandchildren.
I have two statements here from people that did use my daycare that stated that they did see her children there.
Show me your record.
I don't
your
have those
record
records.
of when the children started. You run a business. When the children started each day, when they were there, for how many days they were there, for how many hours a day. Show
Well,
me.
what I'm trying to tell you is through the health and welfare department, I get paid monthly. The only time that I ever did daycare was for low-income women that were on the health and welfare, and she was the only one that I had let come to me without going through the health and welfare department.
I understand that. That doesn't mean you don't keep records if you're paying off a debt.
We had made a deal with each other.
Oh, well, tell me what the deal was.
That I would be doing daycare for her children or her grandchildren.
How many days a week?
It was about 2 days a week.
No.
Friday and
that's
Saturday.
you see, that's what I mean. About 2 days a week.
Friday and Saturday nights when she would go out with her stripper daughter.
Friday and Saturday evening. From when to when?
She would drop them off about 8 p.m. and pick them up in the morning at about 10 a.m.
And you're telling me that happened every Friday night and every Saturday night?
After her husband left her.
You're telling me that happened every Friday night and every Saturday night? Okay. And for that, you say you want to be credited for $400 a month.
That was for one child, the special needs child. The other child was $200 a month.
Did you leave the children with her every Friday and Saturday night?
No, I did not. She babysat during 1 week, and I have emails here that back up that
Can I see the emails?
Yes, I have several emails about how she will pay me, how she owes me.
Let me see.
There is some in there about babysitting, and I gave her $60 credit for a time that she did babysit.
Well, this is in June of '06. You say you started to take care of the children in January of '06.
I did.
You say to her, I will get more kids in my daycare, so I'll be okay next month. I also get paid twice a month, and I'm going to catch up on my car. I got a roommate so I can pay my darn bills. How is everyone?
And I don't get paid twice a month. I get paid once a month through health and welfare.
I don't care whether you get paid once or twice a month. That's not the issue. The issue is whether or not you were communicating with her with these things. Then she writes you one. August 18th, she says, could you babysit on Saturday night, maybe all night? How much would you charge for the 2 children? That's August 18th, 2006. And then finally, in October of '06, she says, you have moved, your phone is disconnected, you won't call me, you don't want to babysit off the payments, you want the police to track down the car, call me.
Those are not emails that we have wrote. Those are fictitious.
That has her picture on it. It came through MySpace.
Which she is a computer genius. She actually tried to help me get my divorce by doing.
But then the thing I don't understand, madam, is she writes to you and she says, finally, in November of 2006, okay, I got a new job so I can finally start paying. I'm sorry it took so long. You remember sending that?
No, I don't.
Well,
none of those emails
absolutely
were sent.
Absolutely, 100%. She says probably close to $1,500. Come over and pay what you can. And then, according to her complaint, she never heard from you again. Now, I want to tell you why these emails that she showed me were accurate.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You had only paid her, according to you, less than $1,000.
For all the daycare that I did do for her.
No, she released the car to you because she was a good soul. And after that, you stiffed her.
And later today.
On the restraining order, it says that I am able to get my things out of storage.
Why didn't you go get them?
Because anytime I contact Mr. Turner, he constantly makes it a date type thing.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sandra Baker claims former friend Micah Sandoval owes for the balance on a Ford Taurus. Micah says she paid off the debt with free babysitting.
Because she's suing you, not for the $1,500 that she says that you owe her, but she's suing you for $4,500 because she's added on late fees and whatever else. That's nonsense. So if she wanted to make up a story, she would have said probably close to $4,700. She doesn't say that. She says close to $1,500, which means she's giving you credit for $912 that you paid her in cash and for a whole lot of money for babysitting.
No, ma'am, it was $1,500 up to that point.
No, it says, how much do I owe? And you says probably close to $1,500.
Oh, okay.
That's what you say.
Well, when you make up your own emails, you probably forget what you're writing.
Oh, come on. Miss Sandoval, let me tell you something. When you buy a used car from somebody, you're supposed to pay for it. Now, usually if you buy a used car, you pay for it all at one time. She was very nice to you. She let you make payments. She not only let you make payments, but when you ran into some hard times, she said, you know what, we'll even lower the payments to $100 a month from $130. So we'll lower the payments so that maybe you could make those. You couldn't make those. Then you said, we'll do a little barter. But after a while, you got tired of bartering. You did barter some, because you did babysit some, and then you make up in your own mind, I babysat enough. you know, really babysat enough. This is what the state pays me. This is what she's going to pay me. And then the car's all paid off. Not only is it paid off, but I overpaid her.
She had released the title to me, which in Idaho you cannot release the title unless it is actually paid for.
When did she release the title?
February of '06.
Listen to me. In February of '06, you had only paid her, according to you, less than $1,000.
Well, with our $500 down payment that we did also. So that would have been $1,500.
Listen to me very, very carefully. You just said to me, before you paid for the car, she signed over the title. Mm-hmm. That's what you just told me.
Well, I had paid all in cash. And then after that, I was just going to do the daycare.
But you hadn't done it. So she released the car to you in good faith, right?
For all the daycare that I did do for her.
No. Before you did babysitting for her, madam.
I have babysat for her since
No.
grandchild was
Before you started babysitting for the two children, Friday and Saturday night, she released the car to you because she was a good soul. And after that, you stiffed her. Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Not loan money to friends. I'll do what Judge Judy said.
It's fine with me. People I don't want in my life.
Not loan money to friends, not sell cars to friends. Keep friends as friends.
22-year-old Duanique Key is suing her cousin, 24-year-old Datiana Johnson, for stealing her identity twice. Duanique claims during separate traffic stops, Datiana gave her name to the officer.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 471 on the calendar, the matter of Key versus Johnson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
You're going to find this really interesting, Bird. Guaranteed. You see, Miss Johnson over here got stopped by the police for a traffic infraction. The first time you were stopped, what kind of violation was it, Miss Johnson?
Speeding.
Speeding. Mm-hmm. And how fast were you going?
I think I was going like 60, I think, 50.
Could you keep your voice up, please?
Like 60 or about 55.
And when she got stopped for speeding, according to the complaint, which is, you know, not disputed by the defendant, she gave her cousin's name. Your cousin?
Yeah. Yes,
she gave her cousin's name because she didn't want to get in trouble. Mm-hmm. And that worked out just fine, except she never showed up to pay the ticket or anything else. She just let it go. Right?
Yes.
Then she got stopped again. And she figured it worked so well the first time, according to her.
Why not?
She gave her cousin's name again.
This must be her favorite cousin.
And what did you get stopped for the second time, Miss Johnson?
Running a stoplight.
In what jurisdiction do you live?
Los Angeles.
She again gave her cousin's name.
Well, can I explain the first time, you know?
It's not funny. I don't think you're funny.
I
don't think you're funny at all. So let me go further, and then we're going to get the details of this fiasco because, you know, I like to sort of lay out the situation. So she gives her cousin's name twice. Her cousin finds out about it. How?
I was getting insurance on my car, and the lady notified me that my license was suspended, and I had 2 tickets on my record. And I could not get insurance until the license was cleared up.
So your license, they suspended your license?
Yes, ma'am.
You're lucky they didn't issue a warrant for your arrest.
Yes. And this was, I was driving around. I didn't find out till like 10 months later that my license, it has been suspended 5 months before I even knew about it.
So she and her cousin discuss it, and she decides to do the responsible civic thing and goes to court and pleads guilty.
I plead guilty.
Yeah, she pleads guilty.
Okay.
And, and they assess her fines. Mm-hmm. And this is what the case is about. She wants her cousin to pay the fines, all the fines, for the 2 tickets she got.
Your Honor.
And the cousin says, I don't know. We're family. Because I was trying to understand what your defense is. So before I go on, I want to tell you both the following. What you did was a crime, Miss Key. Do you know that?
No.
Well, I'm going to explain that to you. When you go into court and you pled guilty, someone said to you, raise your right hand, you swear to tell the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
And then they said to you, what is your name?
Duanique Key.
And you told them your name. Mm-hmm. And then they said, how are you pleading? You said, I'm pleading guilty. And you're pleading guilty because you were guilty.
No, ma'am.
Well, that's what you were doing. When you enter a plea of guilty, what you're doing is you are perpetrating a fraud on the court. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a crime. You can't do that. You can't do that. And when you gave her name, that is a crime. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Is this the first time somebody told you it was a crime?
No, it's not.
When for the first time did somebody tell you it was a crime, Miss Johnson?
The second time after I did it.
You mean you didn't know the first time?
Well, the first time I was intoxicated and I just said the first thing came to my mind.
So not only were you speeding, you were drunk and speeding.
It was my birthday. Well, I mean, I was turning 21. So I was intoxicated that day.
Judge, the only reason why I pled guilty, she agreed to pay me. So we didn't have to go through all these court processes. She said, I'll pay you for it, don't worry about it. Under that, I said, okay. Once I got that money, I told her, this is how much it costs, you owe me this, and it has to be done by August 8th. That was our court date. I didn't get any money but $50 from her.
Just a second. You have a driver's license?
Yes, I do.
Go get it.
Your Honor, at the time she did.
Get your driver's license.
I didn't bring it with me today.
Go get your pocketbook. Get it and bring it in. Fast.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind?
Well, she told me she was going to do community service.
She's not doing community service for you. Why should she do community service for you? What are you doing?
And later today.
Don't bother me with nonsense. You hear about furniture.
Well, when
Don't throw in the kitchen sink to a lawsuit because judges get irritated, especially this one.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dewanique Key says her cousin, Datiana Johnson, used her identity during 2 traffic stops. Datiana claims on the first occasion, she was drunk.
Empty your pocketbook. Is that your driver's license?
My California ID.
I'll take it. Now empty your pocketbook. I want the driver's license.
I don't have the driver's license here.
Then empty your pocketbook.
You want me to take everything out of my purse?
I want you to give me your driver's license.
I didn't bring it. I didn't drive today.
Unless this court receives your driver's license, madam, within 3 days, it is my intention to inform the police department in Los Angeles to confiscate your driver's license. Do we understand each other? Do we understand each other?
Yes. Can I ask why, though? I mean, this
because you perpetrated a fraud on the court. Her driver's license was suspended when yours should have been suspended. Don't you get that?
And I had a failure to appear.
Don't you get that? Your driver's license should have been suspended. You were driving, according to you, drunk. You got a speeding ticket. You gave somebody else's name. The second time, you did the same thing. You ran a red light and gave somebody else's name, and you still have a driver's license. Your driver's license should have been suspended. And if I don't get your driver's license so that you don't have it, it is my intention to inform the police department in Los Angeles, which I may do anyway. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
This belongs to me. Now, you have 30 seconds to tell me why you don't owe those fines.
Because I was under the impression that she did community service.
Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind?
Well, she told me she was going to do community service.
She's not doing community service for you. Why should she do community service for you? What are you doing?
She was doing it for herself.
I don't understand what you mean she was doing it for herself.
Meaning because it's my name.
I don't understand what you mean she was doing it for herself.
Because she called me and told me that the judge ordered her to do community service. So when she told me that, I thought it was taken care of.
What do you do for a living?
Right now, I'm not employed.
How do you support yourself?
I have ways.
How do you support yourself?
My daughter's father.
Supports you?
Child support, basically.
Who do you live with?
My mother.
Why don't you work?
I was employed. I just recently stopped.
Why?
I was working through an agency, and they're looking for another job for me.
What kind of car do you drive?
A Cadillac.
I asked you a question. An answer I want.
A Cadillac.
What year?
98.
In whose name is the car?
It's in my name.
Where is it registered?
In Los Angeles.
Yes.
She just got that car, so she had plenty of time to pay me back. This car is brand new. Paid cash.
You must get a lot of child support. In any event, Miss Key, to whom do you owe the fines?
The Los Angeles District Court from Traffic Division, I believe.
And how much is owed to them?
Roughly $1,700. One ticket was $1,189, and the second ticket was $565.
Now, Miss Key.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't get any award for brains, because what you did was so wrong. And I understand that you may feel as if, well, it's family and you didn't want her to get into trouble.
Yes, ma'am.
But what you did was against the law. You do understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you deserve to have a consequence. I assume that you did already have a consequence.
I had enough.
You had enough?
Yes.
I believe that that's probably true. She hasn't had any yet. But believe me, she's going to have plenty, because she's not going to have a license to drive around in this new Cadillac that's in her name. Because I had this. And the police department is going to be notified of her scam. You get it? Perfect. $1,754, judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I just think this is absolutely ridiculous.
I'm happy with the decision.
I know I did something wrong, but, you know...
This is on my record.
I gave her $50.
$50? Come on.
Some people don't get nothing.
The ticket's what, $1,700? $50 couldn't make or break my tickets.
Yeah, I just have to get over it now.
I hope that she doesn't do it again.
She got her ruling, and now leave me alone.
She keeps where she stays, I keep where I stay.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Breeden versus Strybee. Step forward, please.
23-year-old Michelle Breeden is suing her mother, Ollie Strybee, for breaking their agreement regarding the sale of a home. Michelle says Ollie kept proceeds that were supposed to go to her.
Ms. Breeden, the defendant is your mother. You and your husband and child or children?
2 children.
2 children. Moved into a home that your mother bought, and the idea was that you would live there with an option to buy it at such a time when your credit became substantial enough for you to get a mortgage and your finances sort of settled down. While you were living there, you claimed that you made certain improvements in the house, invested close to $4,000. And then, according to you, your mother decided that since the housing market had taken off, she was no longer interested in selling you the house at the price that she had paid for it, which was your agreement. But she wanted to sell it on the open market, which she did at a profit, and you believe that she should pay you for the money that you invested in improving the house.
Yes, sure.
That's the lawsuit.
Yes.
Your mother says that you and your husband, was it your husband, separated. You were no longer interested in purchasing the house. You moved out. She did, in fact, sell the house at a profit, but it is her claim that you were the one who told her, I can't buy the house anymore because we're separated. So she sold the house to somebody else. When did you purchase this house, Ms. Strybee?
In April 2004.
And how much did you pay for it?
$102,500.
And what was the financial arrangement with your daughter with regard to how much rent she was going to pay?
She agreed to pay the mortgage payment on the house.
Which was how much, Ms. Breeden?
It was just shy of $900, Your Honor.
Okay. I'd like you to tell me when you were advised by your mother that she was planning on selling the house.
I was advised about 6 months prior to moving out that she was going to sell the house because she was no longer interested in selling us the house at what she paid for it. She was interested in making a profit off of us and wanted to sell the home to us for nearly $160,000.
That wasn't the original
Just a
agreement.
second. Did you discuss that with your mother? You said you found out. Did you have a conversation with her?
Yes, I had a conversation with Ollie. I told her that I couldn't make payments on $160,000, so we decided that we were no longer going to buy it because she wanted so much more for it.
Okay. Now, what was your arrangement with your mother at the time she purchased the house?
When she purchased the house, she was going to let us move into it. We were going to cover the mortgage for 1 year, and then after 1 year, we were going to try to get our finances in a situation that we could get appropriate financing.
And what happened in 2005?
Right after my second child was born, we went in to get a mortgage. It was not satisfactory. We discussed renting it longer from her. That was fine with her. A couple months into 2005, she was trying to buy another home for herself. So she discussed selling the home if we could not buy it from her. I said, well, we've already put nearly $4,000 worth of our own money into it. And if you sold it, I would at least like to get that money back out of it to use as a down payment if we chose to move somewhere else. That was fine with her. We moved out the end of February, and she put the house on the market in March. It took her till November 1st to sell the home.
Gotcha.
When she sold the home, I came to her halfway through November, and she said something about she didn't want to discuss it through the holidays, so I came back to her at the beginning of January of 2007. By that time, she said that she didn't have the money and that she thought that since she had to pay the mortgage from the time we moved out to the time it sold, that she believed she no longer owed us the amount that we were asking for.
Gotcha. Okay. Now we'll hear you.
Michelle and her husband were expecting their second child and living in a hotel. And although Michelle and my husband doesn't get along very well, I didn't want them to be living in a hotel when the second child.
So you made
we bought
this
this house for them.
Got it.
The arrangement was that she would pay the mortgage payment for the year.
I got it so far. There are certain things that are not contested. You were a nice mom, bought the house, let them live in it, covered the mortgage payment, and then there came a time when you wanted to buy another house. You couldn't buy another house because you already had this house. So let's go.
The arrangement was for her to buy the house at the end of a year. I told her I'd give her a year.
She
So
said that.
at the end of that year, she didn't have her finances fixed.
Got it. That's what she said.
So her husband had moved out. She said that she couldn't afford to make the payments anymore with him paying for someplace else to live, and that she was fine with me going ahead and putting the house on the market, and that they would move out. Our original agreement for the year was, at the end of the year, if I sold her the house, I would credit her how much she's paid for the mortgage, so that would cover her 10% down she needed to buy it herself.
I'm talking about the $3,900 that your daughter says you discussed at the time she moved out, that she had invested in improving the house, and that you had said to her, the time when the house is sold, I'll give that back to you.
I don't remember that conversation, not when she was moving out. I only discussed with her when we first bought the house that any improvements she made in the house at that time, if she didn't buy the house, I would pay her back for it at the end of the year.
Oh, fine. So that discussion was had. Fine. Let me see what you put into the house. How much did you sell the house for, Ms. Strivey?
$149,500.
Okay. What did you tile?
We tiled about 1,000 square feet, the kitchen, the living room, the dining room, both bathrooms, and a hallway. The only thing in the house that wasn't tiled was the 3 bedrooms.
She bought the tile and I put it down.
It's fine. You got the profit. How much did you clear, Ms. Strivey?
Altogether, we probably made about $20,000 off the house.
Okay.
And I did give her, during this period when we were selling the house, they had repossessed her van and she had no transportation. So I signed over my 2000 Jeep Grand Cherokee to her.
That agreement for that Jeep has nothing at all to do with the home. My first child, I gave up to adoption within this period of time. And
This
I
had
was
nothing
going
to do with the adoption.
I was going to give it to a couple that was in Miami that I did not know. And she came to me and said that since I did not have a car, that if I gave my child to her friends, she would give me the car, and her friends are very good people. But that was the agreement for the Jeep, and that has nothing at all to do with this home.
That's not true. I would never offer to sell my grandchild. That was what he needed, because he had already been taken out of her possession once and placed with me for custody.
How old is he?
He's 6. He's 2 weeks younger than my 6-year-old. I have a 6-year-old as well. And during this period, which is why the husband moved out, is because he was taken away from them and put in my custody.
This still has nothing to do with the house, Your Honor.
It did, and that was the point where she couldn't afford to make the payments anymore.
Where is your husband now?
My husband right now is in Cocoa, Florida.
Do you live with him?
No, I do not.
Who do you live with?
I live with 2 roommates, and I cover a third of the rent. My friend Lisa and her husband cover a third of the rent, and then My brother-in-law and his wife cover the other third of the rent.
Are you still married?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
This arrangement just happened within the last few weeks because her husband's been in jail.
At the time that you were living in this house, who was working, you or your husband?
My husband was working, and I owned my own business.
What kind of business?
It was a children's consignment shop.
That I helped her open.
So you were both working?
Yes.
So whatever money you invested in the house, you would only be entitled to half of this. Is that right? The other half would be your husband's?
Yes, Your Honor, if you want to look, yes, that would be correct.
Okay. Do you think your mother has been reasonable or unreasonable with you?
I think my mother has been selfish and incapable of being a mother.
In the relatively short time, Ms. Strybio, that I have to spend with you, I'm never going to be able to figure out the pathology of your family. But it clearly seems to me that your daughter, whether rightfully or wrongfully, labors under the assumption that you had an agreement, which I find to be potentially a valid agreement, that whatever improvements they put into the house that might inure to your benefit when you sold the house, you would reimburse her for if the house wasn't sold to them. That's a reasonable expectation. And truth is, you sold the house for a profit. And if it were me, I would have said, you know what? She's not in great shape. Let me give her what she put into it and let her move on. That's what I would have done.
I did offer, when she started looking for another home right away, I went out with her, and I was more than willing to help her find another home. And if she at some point in the future, you know, was going to buy one, her father and I had already discussed, you know, we would each pay half the deposit. I've given her lots of money.
I assume that's true.
But I've always made her pay me back, and I think she's very ungrateful.
Okay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1950, which represents 1/2 of the amount that you invested in the house. The other half is not your claim, belongs to your husband.
Okay.
Got it? Good. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused when they step out.
I've been given a mother who's incapable of loving me, yet comes off as trying to be this star person, and she's not.
Michelle has a lot of anger issues over me divorcing her father when her and her brother were young.
She wouldn't have been able to sell that house for what she did if we had made the improvements to it.
I've helped her with every apartment, every bill, every vehicle.
She claimed that she didn't have the money to give me back that we put into the home, but then she instead, that same exact month, went out and dropped $5,000 on a jacuzzi, another $5,000 on breast augmentation. So that apparently ranks higher in the scheme of her life than her daughter.
I don't think I owe her any explanation for what we do with our finances.
Maybe a last chance effort of getting some type of recognition from her.
I understand where she's coming from.
I've forgiven her over a course of a lifetime for the things that she's done, but I would have to be very stupid to accept her back into my life.
Nanette Highland is suing her former neighbor, Sahara Carrillo, for vet bills after a dog attack.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge. Case number 2042, Highland versus Carrillo.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tell me your dog's name.
Faith.
How old is Faith?
11.
How long have you had her, Miss Highland?
Since she was 5 weeks old.
When did you live next door to the defendant?
It was across the way, but...
It's across?
Yeah, my side of the door faced her side of the door, and there was a grassy knoll in between.
Do you have a photograph of the area?
No, I don't.
Do you? I'd like to see it.
That's mine, and this is where hers would be.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is whose trailer?
Hers.
Miss Carrillo. Is there a street in between this area?
That's where hers would be. Right
Where?
there. In that area where the rocky thing, right after the grass.
Kevin, give this to the defendant.
Maybe
and have
this
her
one's
put
better.
Where the plaintiff's trailer would be.
Okay.
And where hers was.
This is where hers is, would have been right here.
Just put plaintiff and show me where yours was.
Mine is right here.
Put it down. Let me see if that makes it clear to me, Kevin. Thank you. Yours is here, plaintiff's is here, and this large grass area is a common area?
Yeah.
It's a common area because you're all the way down here. This is a relatively large space.
It's only like...
I wasn't talking to you.
Sorry.
Okay. And the incident that involved your pet, Miss Highland, happened on October 8th, 2021.
Yeah, it was actually October 9th after going back through the paperwork.
You are no longer in this trailer park.
No, it's an RV park, but yeah.
An RV park. How long were you there?
4 or 5 months. It was like mid to end of May, and this happened in October, and within 3 weeks I got a place.
And that's your dog? That's
Yeah.
the dog that was injured that day?
Yes.
And what kind of a dog do you have?
A Vizsla mix boxer.
A Vizsla?
Vizsla,
So tell me what happened, Miss Highland, on October 9th.
I had gotten up and I was taking my girls out to go potty.
How many of those do you have?
2. I have a puppy that's almost 2 years old and then Faith. So I was taking my girls out to go potty, and I'd been looking to make sure that the dog was inside, and I didn't see the dog, and it was on its chain under her trailer, apparently, because when we came outside.
Was your dog on a chain?
On a leash, yeah.
Well, what kind of leash?
That's not right.
Yes.
That's not true.
Well, that's a leash.
Right.
That's a leash.
It was
She says
on-
the dog was on a chain.
No.
Do you have?
Yes, it was.
I don't have a chain.
Okay.
I don't have a chain. Never had a chain. It's been a leash.
Okay. Were you outside on October 9th at the time of this incident? Were you outside when it started?
Yes. I was outside on top of my stairs.
No, you weren't.
Okay. You're not allowed to answer her. I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Okay, so you're taking your dogs out to potty. Were they on a leash or off leash?
They were on a leash.
But she didn't have
They
them.
go outside.
Don't speak.
Okay.
I always have them on a leash whenever they go outside.
Were they on a leash on October 9th?
Yes.
Okay, so you were taking them out, although you did say, Ms. Highland, that you let them out in your front yard, is what you said, I believe, in your complaint. Let me see. You didn't say I took. You said I let my dogs out in the front yard to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
when I say let them out, let me clarify, okay? I'm always with my dogs.
I know that you say you were always with them.
Yeah.
That's not my question. My question to you was a simple one. Were they on leash or off leash?
Yeah.
Yes, what?
They were on their leashes.
Be careful. You took them out on leashes in the front grass.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened?
When we got down to the bottom of the steps, her dog came out from underneath the trailer and grabbed Faith.
Well, she was on a leash.
Yeah, but she grabbed her. The puppy started to go one way, and I had Faith and dropped her leash, and the puppy was going, like, she got out of my hand and was taken off, and her dog was under the trailer, didn't know it because I'd been watching to make sure she had been inside, but didn't see her or the dog out, and she came out of the trailer after the dog grabbed Faith.
In what location did her dog grab Faith?
Right by my trailer, right by my steps, where I had my steps. The chain was long enough for the dog to go past the tree that was right there in between the two properties. And she came out and
Your dogs
started
came right
beating-
up to my
just-
dog.
just a
You didn't have a hold of the leash.
You're not.
That's
you're not,
because the
listen to
dog
me, you're
broke
not
free.
Sorry.
You want to continue with this case or you want to go?
No, I want to continue.
Then let's understand, we don't talk to each other. Okay, so your version of the events is that her dog was chained under her trailer. You came out with your dogs on leash. The puppy ran away. You dropped her leash. Her dog got your dog and took your dog back to her trailer.
Yeah.
At what point did she come out of the trailer?
After the second time, her dog had picked up Faith, and Faith was screaming, and I was screaming.
Okay. Miss Carrillo, have you ever had an incident with your dog before?
No.
With another dog?
No, I haven't.
That's a lie, because you...
Shh. I want you to think carefully. Have you ever had another incident with your dog and another dog?
No.
How long have you had your dog?
Since she was a puppy, 9 years, since 2013.
And this is the first time she aggressively bit another animal?
Yes.
Okay. You have information to the contrary, Miss Highland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I'd like you to tell me.
Okay. When I first moved in, she even told me about how her dog had killed a couple other dogs.
Okay.
Tell me about that.
She just told me to make sure I was careful with my dogs because her dog has a history of attacking and aggression towards other dogs.
Well, those are conclusions. You first said that her dog killed 2 dogs.
She did. She told me that her dog was aggressive and that it has a history of killing other dogs and that it had already killed other dogs, and that's why she got kicked out of her last RV park.
I've never lived at another RV park. That's my first RV park ever living at.
Where did you live before?
At my mom's on Ming Avenue.
Did you ever indicate to Miss Hyland that she should keep her dogs close to her?
We've never spoken prior to the incident. We never, just maybe a hi. She just had moved in. I never spoke to her.
You want to tell me your version of what happened on the 9th of October?
Yes. I was outside on top of my stairs. I was sweeping. My dog was at the bottom of the stairs. I have her tied up to the stairs. There's a ring where I clip her leash to, so she can't go far. It's just this distance while I was sweeping.
Would you hand that to me, please?
And I can hear her dogs barking while they were inside.
Would you open it up for me? Okay. What you're telling me is that this is what you tied on to under the stairs. Where did you tie it?
This part right here. And then
Where?
I have
Where?
It, I have to show you how I have it, put it on. Can you give it back?
Let her show me.
I'll clip it onto her harness, and then this would clip
What
onto
harness?
the bottom. My dog's harness.
Are you telling me that your dog was on a 2-foot lead?
Yes, I have her right there when I'm right there. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My neighbor can vouch to that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you did see part of this incident?
Correct.
Careful. You saw it from your trailer, from your RV?
Sitting outside my trailer, in front of my trailer.
So I want you to tell me exactly what you saw.
Nanette Hyland claims her former neighbor, Sahara Carrillo, owes for vet bills after Sahara's dog attacked her chihuahua.
Tell me your name.
My name is Garrett Newhouse.
Mr. Newhouse, how long have you been the defendant's neighbor?
2, 3 years.
Did you see the dog on that gizmo?
Yes.
How far do you live from the defendant?
I'm directly behind Sarah. I'm just right behind her.
Behind hers. So you face the back or the front of her trailer?
The front of my trailer faces the back of her trailer. The door is the same direction towards the yard.
So that you don't see her front door?
Her trailer is angled so that I can see her front door.
Okay. You want to tell me your version of what happened on the 9th? You can sit down.
I was outside on top of my stairs. My dog was at the bottom. On the bottom,
this thing?
On the bottom, I have a hook that I clip her leash to. And she was sunbathing right there. I moved her other places, but while I was there sweeping on top, she was right there. So then I hear her dogs inside that were barking. And then all of a sudden I hear the door open and the dogs just come rushing, both of her dogs. They had leashes on, but she wasn't holding the leashes. And then my dog grabbed her dog and I yelled at my dog and whacked her in her head and she dropped the dog. And then that's when she was on her way.
How did that happen?
What do you mean?
Your dog is on a 2-foot lead. You heard her dogs coming out. You were on top of the stairs. Yeah. You saw her dogs, according to you, running, and your dog is on this much. This much?
Yes.
No, actually not that much, because you made a loop.
Yeah, that's the way I do it.
Well, not a moment ago. You made it. You made a loop, so it was on about this much, and on about this much lead, your dog picked up her dog in the mouth. How many times?
Just that one time, and it's this long. You can see where the area is all dirt, where she stays on it and runs around it or misses in the dirt. The grass is still right there where it's nice and green, and the area that she sits in is right there, right in front of my stairs.
And so your dog grabbed her dog in the mouth while close to your trailer.
At my trailer, yeah.
At your trailer. Mm-hmm. And then you hit it on the rear end and she spit out the dog.
Yes.
And then?
And then she ran towards her and she came towards her dog.
This little dog ran towards the plaintiff. The plaintiff ran towards her. And what did you do?
She went to get her dog and I
What
grabbed
did you
my
do?
dog.
How did you grab your dog?
I took her off her leash and put her inside. And then I went to see if her dog, is your dog okay? You should have had a hold of her leash.
Now, what did you say to her when you came out?
Is your dog okay?
Okay. Is your dog okay? And what did she say to you?
I can't remember. She was just, your dog, got my dog. I'm like, how come you didn't have the leash? They were on leashes, but she wasn't holding them. And she said because of her legs that she couldn't. And I told her, then you shouldn't have dogs if you can't take care of them.
Just a second, is that what you said to her? You shouldn't have dogs if you can't take care of them?
If you can't they can't be loose. There's a leash law, and she didn't have the leash. She had leashes on them, but she didn't have a hold of them.
I'm just asking you.
Yeah.
That's what you want me to believe you said to her.
That's what I said to her, yeah.
You shouldn't have dogs if you can't take care of them.
That's what I said, yes.
Okay. And did you see her dog injured in any way?
No.
Can I see the records from the vet, please?
Yeah. And here's even photos.
And was there a report made to either the
There was,
RV?
but
Shh! I didn't finish my question. Was there a report made to the RV park or to the police department?
Yes.
May I see that too as well?
I don't have the RV park or the police report. They could not.
Okay, but
they
they
were
could
sending
not.
me all over.
The answer is I don't have them.
Yeah, but that's just photos from the injuries.
Now, I'd like to see the vet report, please.
This is the neurology. This is all the other vet stuff.
Don't give me a whole bunch of stuff. I'd like to see the reports and the bills from the vet. And I am correct, sir, you did not see any of this incident. Is that correct?
Only the commotion
No, just
when,
a second.
when she
I'm
smacked
asking
the
you.
dog and
No. Stand up. Let's be very careful about your answer. Am I correct that you didn't see any of this incident?
only after she had smacked the dog and he dropped the dog and that little commotion right there where she picked up the dog and went in the house.
You saw it from your trailer, from your RV?
Sitting outside my trailer.
So I want you to tell me exactly what you saw. Now look at me.
Her.
Who's her?
Sarah. Her picking up her dog and going back to her house.
Where was she when she picked up her dog? No, I tell you what you're going to do. You're going to show me right here.
Like halfway between her house and my house. Her house.
Put a mark where you saw her, where she picked up her dog. Okay, may I have that, please?
Struck somewhere. Like a couple feet away.
So she picked up her dog right near Miss Carrillo's RV.
Correct, yes.
And where was Miss Carrillo?
She took the dog and led it up the stairs, put it in the house, and shut the door, and came back out to see.
And at that time, were you listening to what the two women were saying to each other?
Not really.
Were they yelling at each other, or were they calm?
There was yelling.
So if they were yelling, could you hear what the yelling was?
I didn't know either one of them at that time really that well. I think I went back in the house at that point. Just whatever.
Thank you. You've been most helpful. Okay, you have the report from me from the 9th of October?
Yeah.
I'd like to see it. Okay, so there was one set of stitches that the dog had.
That was her first surgery.
Okay, let me see the second time she was there.
This is the stuff for that one. And that's what why.
Well, this was the day afterwards, and when did she go back?
It was June 30th because she was having grand mal seizures, and they had to keep her because they had to start her on phenobarbital because of the eye injuries and the head injuries.
Well, it doesn't really talk about those injuries.
In the pictures. It shows where her head was punctured.
I see one wound, and I don't see a photograph.
On the picture itself, if you see her head, there's a mark right here on her head by her eye. That was a puncture wound that they had to clean out.
Okay. Now, the defendant says both dogs had a leash on, but that the leashes weren't attached to your hand. Is that correct?
Honestly, I don't remember because most of the time when I'm coming down the steps, I have their leash in hand, and sometimes, like going down the steps, I lose the leash or I drop it and they are at the bottom of the steps waiting for me because they know it takes me a minute to get down the steps.
Okay. If you're standing on your steps sweeping, you see her dog's running across, then you jump down from the step and you grab your dog.
Didn't she say that she wasn't sure if she was holding the leash? Her
Absolutely.
dog
I don't answer your questions.
Nanette Highland says her former neighbor, Sahara Carrillo, is responsible for her Chihuahua's vet bills. Sahara claims her dog was tied up and Nanette's dog ran onto her property.
At any time, did Faith run across the lawn?
No, she was right by the steps because the tree is right there. It was like in between our spaces isn't even as big as this, in between here and your front of the bench. And literally, she was grabbed right by my steps.
Was any report made by you to any animal control?
I'd called 911 and reported it, and they can't find the report, but it was done over the phone, and I waited for him to come out for a week, and I kept calling him. But I did it over the phone with them.
Did you ascertain from the defendant whether her dog was up to date in rabies shots?
I didn't ask any questions afterwards. I was just trying to make sure and find out what was going on with her.
Did anyone from the RV park come and discuss the incident with you?
They just asked me what happened.
Just a second. So the answer is yes. Do you have any sort of documentation of that discussion that they had with you?
There was no documentation.
Do you remember the name of the person that you spoke to?
Yes.
Are you still at the RV park?
Yes.
Did you tell the RV park that there was a witness to this event?
No.
Well, there were two different versions of the event. One says that your dog came and attacked hers, and you say that her Chihuahua came and was aggressive towards your dog. But you have allegedly an independent witness who saw part or most of it, who you brought to court today. I assume that the plaintiff communicated to the RV park that your dog was at fault, correct?
Yes.
And you say your dog was not at fault. Is there any reason why you didn't tell the RV park that there was a witness?
Oh, because I didn't know yet.
When did you find out that he had seen anything of the event?
Maybe like 3 weeks after.
Tell me about that. How did you find out that he had seen any part of it?
Because I was talking to him about what was going on, that she was going to take me to court, and then he said that he had seen.
So now you were talking to your neighbor.
Right.
Which meant that you must have been at least somewhat friendly towards him.
At that time, yes.
At the time of the incident on the 9th of October.
We didn't know each other that well.
But you had lived there for a long time. How long did you live there?
Since July 20.
And how long has he been living there? How long have you been living there?
A long time, 20 years.
Long time, 20 years. So my question is, what prompted you 3 weeks later to have a discussion with him?
Because I started to get to know him by then. I worked. I worked at that time. I worked a lot. You know, so I started to conversate with my neighbor. That's...
Mm-hmm. Okay. How much were your vet bills?
At this point, it's over $10,000.
Have they been paid?
Most of them.
Okay. I'd like to see the bills, the last bill.
And can I say something about what she said? First of all, she was in there way before I was. She had already been there over a year. And second of all, the thing is she couldn't have said anything 3 weeks after, because it wasn't after until my leg recovered from having to have emergency surgery from falling right after the incident happened that I even decided to file court papers. So the court papers weren't even filed
until when?
Until June.
I didn't say they were filed.
You said 3 weeks after. But anyways, so like all this happened
I see the bills,
back in October. Mm-hmm. And I literally couldn't get to the courthouse to be able to drive to the courthouse.
How much do you owe the vet?
What I've already paid is over $2,000, or right around $2,000 in cash that I've paid. But to get her MRI, I need to pay $3,000.
There is no nexus that can be drawn between the seizures that she's having now, other than the other than the vet saying that it's possible that it can be caused by trauma.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's the only thing I saw there. There was not a full report that said the trauma that she had 6 months before was the basis for these seizures that she's having. Seizures. She's 11 years old.
Seizures right after the attack.
Ms. Hyland, you have to understand that you need an expert witness that you don't have to demonstrate that the seizures that your dog is currently having is a direct result of this dog attack.
Right.
You understand? Faith is 11 years old, and it's
I
possible.
have the neurology.
Just a second. It's possible that it comes from that. It's possible it comes from something else. I don't deal in possibilities. Right. All I want to know is what vet bills you paid for October 9th and October 10th.
The actual total was $1,526.62 without her medicine being involved.
Okay, well, that's a reasonable vet bill for those 2 dates. She did have 2 different surgeries. And the medications that you're talking about were also included in that $1,526, other than for the seizures that you want me to draw a connection with I'm not. And nothing more is owed to the vet for those 2 days, October 9th and 10th. Okay. Ms. Carrillo, I have to make a determination as to whether or not I believe the story that her 2 little dogs rushed up to your dog that was being chained to a step on a very, very short lead with you standing right there, and whether or not I believe that you stood there while your dog that was on a very short lead, that has never had any problems with aggression before, picked up her dog twice, because once she had puncture wounds in the stomach and once she had puncture wounds around the head. And I don't believe you. Quite frankly, I don't believe you. Okay. And I think you're responsible for her vet bills. I think you would have indicated.
Didn't she say that she didn't have the leash, that she wasn't sure if she was holding the leash? Her
absolutely.
Dogs
I don't answer your questions. If you're standing on your step sweeping, and your dog is now chained, and you see her dog's running across, then you jump down from the step and you grab your dog. That's what you do. You have a very big dog that you keep on a very short, according to you, chain, and there's a reason for that. So if you're standing with it, this is not a question and answer. You're responsible for our vet bills. I believe her. $1,526. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're finished. Thank you.
This court is adjourned.
They behaved like even in the courtroom.
She did get bitten by my dog, but
they listen. Like if I start counting to 3 with them,
it was about her not having them on the leash and having control of her dogs.
They go and do what they're told
about her dog getting hurt. I mean, I went to see if it was okay
because that's how she is.
That if my dog bites another dog, I'm gonna have to pay.
So one thing I found interesting about that defendant's testimony was that when you were in your line of questioning about whether or not her dog had ever been in another fight or with any other dog, any interaction, she said no. I thought I remembered when I was reading her answer, she stated that she had a mutual understanding with the plaintiff that when her larger dog was outside, the plaintiff's dogs would be kept inside. Why would you need to have that sort of mutual understanding unless you knew that your larger dog had a propensity for violence towards other dogs?
That's true. I forgot. Now that you mentioned it, I remember that I read about this mutual agreement. I wouldn't think that she was afraid that the Chihuahua would attack her dog.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Marquis Marshall and Kai Booker are suing their former employer, Gary Zephyrin, for unpaid wages.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge. Case number 2071, Booker Marshall versus Zephyrin.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Zephyrin?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Zephyrin, you're being sued by these 2 people because they say they worked for you delivering packages, I believe, of auto parts. Is that right?
Yes, Judge.
And you didn't pay them. That's simple. You're in the auto parts business or just the delivery business?
Just the delivery business.
For how long?
For about a year.
Explain the business to me, since you're not in the auto parts business, just the delivery business. I have to understand the process and keep it short.
The process is I go to the store, pick up the car parts.
Go to what store?
Hyundai or Toyota.
So you go to the manufacturer?
Yes.
Or the dealership?
The dealership.
And get the part?
And get the part and deliver.
And you take them to independent garages that fix cars?
Yes.
Okay, now I understand. Your business is you're sort of a middle person between your local auto repair shop and the manufacturer who manufactures those parts or its dealer.
Yes, that's correct.
You don't make a markup on the part, you're just paid for your delivery service. Is that right?
Yes. I do not pay for the parts. All I do is drive and deliver the parts.
So the part has already been ordered and paid for?
Yes.
By the garage, by ABC Garage?
Yes.
They just send you to expedite the delivery?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much do you get paid for each delivery?
Well, it's not by each delivery. At this particular contract, it was between $120 and $160 a day.
And you said that this particular contract, what contract is that?
This is the car parts contract. Before the car parts, delivering the car parts, I was delivering packages.
But this operation was just car parts?
Yes, it was.
Now, at some point, these two people, how many vans do you have that deliver the parts?
Currently, I have one van.
What were they using to deliver the parts?
The van that I have.
And what did you do?
I worked in my 9 to 5.
You had a different job?
Yes.
What kind of job did you have?
I work at the Navy Yard.
So this is sort of a side gig?
A hobby, I would say.
Well, a hobby, $120, $160 a day is a nice hobby.
I think so.
Yeah, okay. And so based upon what you told me before, both of these people did in fact deliver parts using your van to various ABC garages.
They also used it for personal use too, yes.
I don't care, but they used it because you didn't use it. You were doing your day job, according to you.
Yes.
And this was a side gig where these two people were working during the day to deliver the parts.
Mr. Marshall was working during the day.
Okay, let's just say Mr. Marshall.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Marshall sort of contracted with Miss Booker, or did you?
Mr. Marshall did.
You contracted with her. You agreed with her that you would split up this delivery. You would do it a couple of days and she would do it a couple of days.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so you had no direct agreement with him. Miss Booker, look at me. My question is, did you have a direct agreement or ever meet or discuss salary with the defendant?
No, I did not discuss.
And you can sit down. Okay. Because you have to have some sort of an agreement with someone in order to sue them. You had no agreement with him. Whatever agreement you had with him, correct? Is that right?
Yes.
And am I correct, Mr. Marshall, that you were supposed to be paid, according to you, a certain amount per day to make these deliveries? You decided you wanted to work 3 days a week and she would work 2?
Yes.
That's what I thought I read. Okay. How much was the defendant supposed to pay you a day?
$80, Judge.
So you had a deal for between $120 and $160 a day. You were paying him $80. You were working your day job. And so you were either going to get $40 or $80, depending upon the work that was done, right?
Correct.
And you were going to get that as a result of his work.
Yes.
Perfect. Now, this is what you say. You say that you all decided to go into business together. You bought this van. You paid for the insurance. He was going to work and make the deliveries. I'm telling you what you wrote.
Okay.
And if you have a problem with that, you'll tell me in a minute.
Okay.
He was supposed to work, make the deliveries, and not get paid until you paid off all your expenses, your startup expenses, the van, your insurance. Didn't you say that to me?
Yes, I
Or maybe I'm thinking about another case.
I did say
You did say that to me.
I just wasn't correct, the we, because I bought the van and I paid up all the stuff.
I said you paid. I didn't say he paid. You paid the van. You paid for the insurance. He was going to drive. He says you were supposed to pay him $80 a day to do that because you had a full-time job. You were making your money. Your defense to it is that that was not the agreement. The agreement was that he would work for free until all the expenses were paid off that you advanced for the little business.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
How much was the van?
$2,000.
So it was an old van.
Yes.
And how many months did you work at this job before you had a kerfuffle with him?
A year and 3 months.
Is that correct, sir, that he worked a year and 3 months?
It seems more about close to a year to me.
And when you say you worked for a year, was that 52 weeks a year?
Yes.
5 days a week?
Yes, sometimes on Saturday.
From when to when?
I would work, depending on...
No, from what month and year to what month and year?
January 2021 until March or April 2022.
And in that year plus, how much money did you make? If you kept records of the days that you worked and how many hours you worked and how much you were supposed to be paid, then I could look at that. But I can't do this. This is ridiculous.
Judge, may I explain?
You can try, but you're going to be unsuccessful, Mr. Marshall, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to try.
And later today.
He did, in fact, bring you a truck.
He didn't.
Never brought you a truck?
Never brought me the truck, never returned my money, anything.
Oh.
Marquis Marshall and Kai Booker claim their former employer, Gary Zephyrin, owes for unpaid contractor work.
Okay. In that year plus, how much money did you make?
Judge, it's a tough question because Mr. Zephyrin never paid me what he was supposed to pay me. He always came up with an excuse or a reason why.
I want to know how much money you made in that year.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Well,
Judge.
Then I can't help you. I have to know how much money he paid you, and I'm going to figure out from how much money he paid you, because even if I buy his defense, the van was only $2,000. So you have to sit down and figure out how much, unless you know, how much did you pay him?
Around $320 a week.
What do you mean around? I mean, you're a businessman.
He did not work 5 days a week. He's saying he worked 4 to 6 days a week. All he worked was 3 to 5 days a week.
I assume you were paid in cash?
Yes.
But you were paid during that year?
Yes.
Give me an idea in thousands how much you were paid.
Around $20,000.
$20,000?
Yes, Judge.
Around?
Yes, Judge.
So he did, in fact, pay you?
He didn't pay me everything he was supposed to pay me, Judge.
Well, how am I supposed to figure that out, sir? How am I supposed to figure that out? You keep records of what you delivered? Does he keep records? He doesn't have to prove your case. You have to prove your case.
Yes, Judge.
So do you keep records of when you worked and when you were paid?
Yes, I keep records of when I worked, Judge, but I did not keep records of what I was paid because we're always arguing. He never paid me the full $700.
That's not the reason you don't keep records. I'm sorry, Mr. Marshall. If you kept records of the days that you worked and how many hours you worked and how much you were supposed to be paid, then I could look at that. And I can ask him, and I assume he's a businessman. He would have the same records, and there may be a dispute, but I can't do this. This is ridiculous.
Judge, may I explain?
You can try, but you're going to be unsuccessful, Mr. Marshall, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to try.
I appreciate it, Your Honor. Mr. Zephyrin was my friend. We went to the same high school, played on the same high school basketball team. I was the MVP, he was the team captain. Recently, his health has been declining. Because his health has been declining a year ago, I went to Mr. Zephyrin and I said, I'm a private contractor and I have different contracts with places. I think that you should do private contracts so you can spend more time with your kids and your wife. I apologize, but I'm emotional.
Well, don't get emotional.
I used to love
Mr. Marshall.
This gentleman.
Mr. Marshall, what I'm telling you is don't get emotional. This is not...
Okay.
It's a sad thing that you know each other for a long time, I hear, and that it's come down to a case in court. But you have to understand that in order for me to make a judgment, I need facts and information. And it's not as if you're saying to me that you delivered packages, which he acknowledges, and you were never paid. What you say is that you were shortchanged.
Yes, Judge.
And you have to be able to show me that.
I have the agreement of Mr. Zephyrin agreeing to pay me the $80 a day, and we came out with a pay
Just
scale.
a second. That's okay. I have to see when you worked and what you were paid. How am I supposed to figure out what it is that he owes you?
Because we both know that he only paid me $300 instead of the $700. We both know that.
Well, he paid you $20,000, so that's not true. According to you, he paid you $20,000. So if what you're saying that he paid you $300 and he owed you $700, is that what you're saying to me?
Yes.
Okay, so it was the last period of time that you worked for him?
Yes.
Okay, so that last period of time was when to when? Give me the month, give me the day.
January to March this year.
From January to March?
Yes, Judge.
Of 2022?
Yes, Judge.
You work and you claim you were owed $700. That's what you just said. Is that correct?
I apologize for the miscommunication, Judge. He only paid me 3 when he was supposed to pay me 7.
Just a second. You're not paying attention to me, sir. I said your claim is that he owed you $700.
He owes me more than $700.
No. What you said was he owed me $700 and he only paid me $300. Could you read that back?
Yes.
Could you read that?
Yes, Judge. You're correct, Judge.
Okay, then we don't have to read it back. That's why I have Whitney. You said he owed me 7, he only paid me 3, which means he owes you $400.
Correct, Judge.
And that was from a January to a March.
Yes, Judge.
Do you have any records of that, sir?
I paid him in cash, so I don't have any records of the payments that I was paying him. Mr. Marshall, he really never wanted me to keep records.
Okay, don't tell me what he wants. It's your business. Don't be foolish, sir. Did you have a dispute with him over this $400?
I did. We had many disputes.
Okay. Did you, in those disputes, refer to a part that got misdelivered by either the plaintiff or the person who he subcontracted with that caused you to lose a customer?
Yes.
And was that the reason that you didn't give him the $400? Just listen to my question. You had a dispute after all this time over a part, according to your answer, that was misdelivered to a customer.
Yes.
Which caused you, according to you, to lose the customer. I don't know that. But that you indicated was the reason that this arrangement went south. So my question to you is that why you didn't pay him the $400?
No, it's not. He didn't return my van.
Oh, so the reason you didn't pay him the $400 that you acknowledged that you owe him was because he kept your van.
And my contract was canceled due to cab booker.
Okay. Did you get your van back?
Yes, I did.
How many days later?
2 days later, after I threatened to call the police.
Okay, you owe him the $400, sir. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $400. We're finished. Thank you.
This court is adjourned.
You can't keep somebody's van for 48 hours and still expect your money.
He's lying about the fact that we stole the van and that we had it for those 2 days.
I think it was really bad that he's suing me over this. We've been friends since high school.
Document everything that you do when you do it. That would make better sense.
But hey, things happen. He got a new girlfriend and things happen.
Not a difficult situation. If you choose to pay an employee in cash, you have to keep records. Both parties should have kept some sort of records. Otherwise, what they were asking me to do was guess. This defendant actually made it easy for me because without his statement, I would have dismissed the case. He said the reason he kept the $400 because the plaintiff did not return his van right away, kept it for 2 days. Well, that's sort of retaliatory. How do you fix $400 as
cost for keeping
as a cost?
van?
You know, that's ridiculous. That's self-help. Keep records,
especially
if you want to come to court.
Exactly.
Hôm nay thì chúng mình sẽ cùng nhau tiếp tục tô màu và đây sẽ là bức tranh của ngày hôm nay. Mọi người hãy cùng mình đón xem đến cuối video để xem là mình sẽ hoàn thiện như thế nào nha. Bây giờ mình sẽ tô màu nha. Chiếc áo mình sẽ tô màu xanh. Mọi người ơi, hôm nay thì mình sẽ cùng với mọi người tô màu cho bức tranh này nha. Đây, mọi người hãy cùng mình đón xem và để xem là mình sẽ tô màu như thế nào. Bây giờ mình sẽ tô màu cho bệnh viện nha. Bây giờ mình sẽ tô màu cho bệnh viện nha. Xin chào mọi người, chào mừng mọi người đã đến với series tô màu tranh cùng với mình nha. Hôm nay thì mình có bức tranh về một bông hoa nhé. Và đây sẽ là bông hoa mà mình sẽ tô. Các bạn hãy cùng mình theo dõi để xem là mình sẽ hoàn thiện và tô màu cho bông hoa này như thế nào nhá. Cùng mình bắt tay vào nhé. Cùng mình tô màu cho bức tranh bông hoa này nha. Trước tiên là chúng mình sẽ cùng nhau tô phần nhụy trước nhé. Mình sẽ sử dụng là màu vàng nha. Đây. Sẽ sử dụng màu nước, màu xanh lá để tô cho cái phần thân của hoa hay còn gọi là cành ấy nữa. Đây mình sẽ tô phần lá cho hoa nhé. Lá của hoa cũng khá là lớn. Tiếp theo là chúng mình sẽ cùng nhau tô cái phần cỏ phía dưới nha. Tiếp theo là tô bụi cây ở trên phía cỏ. Mình sẽ tô nhiều màu xanh để các loại màu xanh khác nhau để tạo ra nó có cái hiệu ứng tầng lớp ấy, thì nó sẽ không bị trùng lặp với nhau. Mình sẽ tô màu cho cánh hoa nha. Mình sẽ tô màu hồng đậm nhé. Bông hoa này khá là bự đấy. Giờ thì cùng nhau tô màu cho đám mây là xong rồi. Bức tranh đã được tô màu xong rồi nha. Cảm ơn các bạn đã cùng mình theo dõi. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại ở những video tiếp theo nhé. Tạm biệt. Xin chào các bạn, chào mừng các bạn đã quay trở lại với series tô màu tranh cùng với mình. Hôm nay thì mình có tô màu cho bức tranh về một bạn vịt nha. Đây là bức tranh về bạn vịt và phong cảnh xung quanh. Các bạn hãy cùng mình bắt tay vào và tô màu ngay bây giờ cho bức tranh. Bây giờ thì hãy cùng mình tô màu cho em vịt nha. Mình sẽ sử dụng là màu cam để tô cho phần mỏ. Và sử dụng màu vàng để tô cho phần chân. tin thì có màu trắng á, nên là mình không tô. Giờ của mình tô màu cho những bông hoa nha. Đầu tiên là tô cái phần cành và lá nhé. Cái bông hoa này thì mình sẽ tô nhụy cho nó trước cả. Cánh hoa thì mình nghĩ là mình sẽ tô màu tím cho mọi người. Mình sẽ tô lần lượt cho các bông hoa nhé. Bây giờ mình sẽ sử dụng màu xanh lá để tô cho cái phần nền cỏ phía dưới. Giờ thì dùng màu xanh để tô cho những đám mây nha. Có một đám mây ngang ở trên đầu của bạn vịt. Mình đã tô xong phần đám mây. Video của mình đến đây cũng đã kết thúc. Cảm ơn mọi người đã cùng mình theo dõi video này. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại ở những video tiếp theo nhé. Tạm biệt. Hello mọi người, chào mừng mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Hôm nay thì mọi người cùng với mình sẽ tô màu cho bức tranh với cô gái này và một chú chó nữa. Các bạn hãy cùng mình đồng hành nha. Giờ mình sẽ tô màu cho cô gái nha. chi nha, bây giờ bọn này thân thiết nhỉ. Tiếp theo mình sẽ tô bạn chó. Làm gì đâu, đã chọc gì đâu. Hài quá. Tiếp theo mình sẽ tô đến cái ô này. Đã làm gì đâu, đã chọc gì đâu. Mình sẽ tô màu cho đôi dép và bạn cua. Xin chào mọi người. Quay lại với kênh của mình. Hôm nay thì mình có bức tranh về một cô bé rất là dễ thương. Mọi người hãy cùng với mình tô màu cho bức tranh này ngay bây giờ nhá. Đầu tiên là chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau tô màu cho mái tóc nhé. Ủa đã về rồi á? Hả? Ông mấy giờ về ấy? Sao đã về lúc nào rồi? Đi chờ mấy? Sợ biết à? Dậy không? 10 giờ. Giờ ngủ đến chiều á? Bây giờ thì mình sẽ tô màu những họa tiết ở trên chiếc váy này nhé. Ấy dậy. Đi ngủ đi, tắt nha. Tắt cho ngủ nhá. Nhẹ nào. Không. Chê. Trời ơi chê. Chiếc váy thì mình sẽ tô màu xanh dương nha. Còn đâu. Hôm nào lấy, hôm nào tặng. Buồn. Hôm qua cọc chưa? Cọc tiền chưa? Nè. Hay là cứ không trả? Để mình sẽ tô những bông hoa xung quanh nha. Đâu còn lâu để nói. Này, nhanh lên. Alo. Từ từ gặp nhá. Từ từ gặp nhá. Hả? Có về sớm ấy. Các bạn ơi, mình đã hoàn thiện xong cho bức tranh rồi. Đây chính là bức tranh mà mình đã tô được nhé. Cảm ơn mọi người đã cùng mình theo dõi và đón xem video này. Tạm biệt mọi người. Xin chào các bạn, chào mừng các bạn đã quay trở lại với series tô màu tranh cùng với mình nha. Hôm nay thì mình có bức tranh tô màu về mẹ của Sheindlin nhá. Đây là bức tranh của ngày hôm nay. Các bạn hãy cùng mình bắt tay vào và tô màu ngay bây giờ cho bức tranh cùng với mình nha. Bây giờ thì chúng mình sẽ cùng nhau tô màu cho mẹ của Sheindlin nha mọi người. Trước tiên thì chúng mình sẽ cùng nhau tô mái tóc nhé. Mái tóc của mẹ Sheindlin thì sẽ có là màu nâu nha mọi người. Nên là mình sẽ sử dụng màu nâu và tô nha. Mình sẽ tô hết cả phần tóc cho bên này nhé. Và bức tranh của mình đã được tô màu xong rồi nhé. À, chết trời, đã lộn rồi. Rồi mình sẽ tô phần miệng nha. Sau đây các bạn. Đến chiếc áo thì mình sẽ tô màu cam nhé. giờ thì tô màu trước quần nha. Bức tranh của mình đã được tô xong rồi nha. Cảm ơn các bạn đã cùng mình theo dõi video này. Nếu như yêu thích series tô màu tranh của mình thì hãy like, share và subscribe để ủng hộ cho mình nha. Tạm biệt các bạn. Hello mọi người, chào mừng mọi người đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay thì mình sẽ cùng các bạn tô màu cho bức tranh về một cô bé rất là dễ thương, có say hi như thế này. Các bạn hãy cùng mình tô màu cho bức tranh ngay bây giờ nhé. Trước tiên thì hãy cùng mình tô màu cho mái tóc và chiếc nơ xinh này nha. Tiếp theo thì chúng ta sẽ tô đến chiếc váy ha. Chiếc váy thì mình sẽ chọn màu hồng để tô nhé. Đôi giày thì mình sẽ tô màu xanh dương ha. Tí nhiều. Bị ngã. Đứng tự nhiên nó nghiêng rồi nó đổ. Các bạn ơi, hôm nay mình đã tô màu xong cho bức tranh rồi. Đây chính là thành quả mà mình đã tô được nha. Cảm ơn mọi người đã cùng mình theo dõi và đón xem video này. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn nhé. Hello mọi người, chào mừng mọi người đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay thì mọi người cùng với mình sẽ tô màu cho bức tranh về hai bông hoa nha. Đầu tiên thì các bạn hãy cùng mình tô màu cho cái phần cành hoa nhé. Giờ thì mình sẽ tô màu cho mấy cái lá này. Tiếp theo thì mình sẽ tô phần nhụy hoa ha. Bông hoa thì mình sẽ tô màu cho màu tím nhé. Và mình đã hoàn thiện xong cho bức tranh rồi nhé. Hôm nay thì mình đã cùng với mọi người tô màu xong cho bức tranh về bông hoa. Đây chính là thành quả mà mình đã tô được nha. Cảm ơn các bạn đã cùng mình đón xem video này. Xin chào. Hello các bạn, chào mừng các bạn đã quay trở lại với series tô màu tranh trên kênh của mình nhé. Hôm nay thì các bạn hãy cùng với mình tô màu cho bức tranh về những bông hoa rất là xinh nha. Bây giờ thì chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau tô màu cho bức tranh ngay bây giờ nhé. Đầu tiên là mình sẽ tô phần nhụy hoa nha. Tiếp theo là mình sẽ tô lên cái phần là nhánh hoa này nhé. Giờ mình sẽ tô phần lá ha. Bây giờ thì mình sẽ tô màu cho những bông hoa này nhé. Mình sẽ sử dụng màu hồng để tô. Mình sẽ tô lên dưới các bông hoa nha. Thế mà lại rồi. như vậy là mình đã tô màu xong cho bức tranh về bông hoa rồi. Đây chính là thành quả của mình nha. Cảm ơn các bạn đã đón xem video này của mình. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn. Xin chào mọi người, chào mừng mọi người đã đến với kênh của mình và đến với series tô màu tranh. Hôm nay chúng mình sẽ tô màu cho nhân vật, đó là nhân vật Bloom ở trong phim Win và những người bạn nhé. Đây, các bạn hãy cùng mình tô màu cho mình. Đầu tiên thì chúng mình sẽ cùng nhau tô màu mái tóc nha. Mái tóc thì sẽ cầm màu cam. Mình sẽ sử dụng màu nước để tô nhé. Và cái phần ở trên đầu này thì sẽ có màu vàng. Mình đã tô xong phần mái tóc nha. Rồi mình sẽ tô đến đôi cánh. Bộ đồ thì cũng có màu xanh dương luôn nha. Sẽ tô luôn chiếc váy. Giờ thì mình sẽ tô màu cho phần găng tay hai bên. Cuối cùng là tô màu cho đôi giày nhé. Và bức tranh của mình đã được tô màu xong rồi nha. Cảm ơn các bạn đã cùng mình theo dõi video này. Video của mình đến đây là kết thúc rồi. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại. Xin chào mọi người, chào mừng mọi người đã đến với kênh của mình. Hôm nay thì mình sẽ cùng các bạn tô màu cho bức tranh về nhân vật Musha ở trong phim Win nha. Đây là bức tranh của mình ngày hôm nay. Các bạn hãy cùng mình bắt tay vào và tô màu ngay bây giờ cho bức tranh nhé. Bây giờ thì mình sẽ tô màu cho Musha nhé. Mái tóc theo mình nhớ là hình như nó có màu tím thì phải mọi người ạ. Đợi mình xíu để mình xem nào. Đúng rồi nha, mái tóc có màu tím ấy. Rồi mình sẽ sử dụng màu tím để tô. Bây giờ thì mình sẽ tô màu cho chiếc áo nhé. Chiếc áo thì mình sẽ tô màu đỏ. Giờ thì cùng mình tô màu cho chiếc quần nha. Chiếc quần thì mình sẽ tô màu xanh này, xanh còn là xanh than đấy. Và mình sẽ dùng màu sáp tô này. Cuối cùng là mình tô màu cho đôi giày nhé. Và bức tranh của mình đã được tô màu xong rồi nha. Cảm ơn các bạn đã cùng mình theo dõi video này. Nếu yêu thích series tô màu tranh của mình thì hãy like, share và subscribe để ủng hộ cho mình ở những video tiếp theo nhé. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn. Xin chào mọi người, chào mừng mọi người đã đến với kênh của mình và đến với series tô màu tranh. Hôm nay chúng mình sẽ cùng nhau tô màu cho bức tranh về nhân vật Stella ở trong phim Wings Club nha mọi người. Hãy cùng mình bắt tay vào và tô màu nhé. Bây giờ thì chúng mình cùng nhau tô màu cho Stella nha. Mái tóc của Stella thì sẽ là có màu vàng. Màu vàng của mình bị dính màu xanh hay sao ấy. Là tô lên là hơi bị xanh xanh. Mọi người đợi mình xíu. Không có nhỉ. Giờ thì mình sử dụng màu xanh dương để tô cho phần sợi tóc cũng như là phần tay. Về phần cánh thì mình sẽ tô màu xanh kiểu xanh min. Giờ mình sẽ sử dụng màu cam để tô cho bộ đồ nha. Chỉ là tô lộn rồi. Cuối cùng là tô màu cho đôi bốt nha. Đôi bốt cũng cùng màu với bộ đồ luôn. Và bức tranh của mình đã được tô màu xong rồi. Cảm ơn các bạn đã cùng mình theo dõi video này. Nếu cảm thấy yêu thích series này của mình thì hãy like, share và subscribe để ủng hộ cho mình nha. Tạm biệt. Xin chào các bạn, chào mừng các bạn đã đến với kênh của mình và đến với series tô màu tranh. Hôm nay chúng mình sẽ tô màu cho nhân vật Pony nha, nhưng mà là ở phiên bản là một con người nhá. Các bạn hãy cùng mình bắt tay vào và tô màu ngay bây giờ cho bức tranh này nha. Đầu tiên thì chúng mình sẽ cùng nhau tô màu cho mái tóc màu tím lịm nha. Ở đây có những cái viên đá này, mình sẽ tô màu xanh dương. Và đôi mắt cũng có màu xanh luôn nè, mình sẽ tô luôn đi. Giờ tô đến mái tóc nhá. Mái tóc thì mình tô màu tím. Tóc khá là dài nên mình phải tô xuống dưới đây. Giờ mình tô phần miệng nhé. Giờ mình sẽ tô màu cho hai chiếc vòng tay. Chiếc váy thì mình sẽ tô màu xanh dương nhé, màu xanh da trời. Cuối cùng là tô màu cho đôi giày nha. Những cái viên đá này thì mình sẽ tô màu xanh. Đôi bốt này thì mình sẽ để là màu trắng. Và bức tranh của mình đã được tô màu xong rồi nhé. Cảm ơn các bạn đã cùng mình theo dõi video này. Nếu yêu thích series tô màu tranh của mình thì hãy like, share và subscribe để ủng hộ cho mình nha. Tạm biệt các bạn.